Hey everyone, it's Dave, and welcome to week 3 of the semester. And let me tell you firsthand that there is nothing more frustrating than making an awesome video and getting ready to upload it and realizing I forgot to turn the mic on. So now the mic is on, and I'm ready to proceed again with take number 2. This week we are going to actually be covering chapter number 2 in the book, which is on Mesopotamia and Persia. Now, the book itself is, the chapter is about 20 pages long. It's got a lot of good material in there, a lot of fun artworks, as we can kind of see the development already from prehistoric art to art of more of a Neolithic time, and even as we enter a little bit into the Bronze Age during this chapter. The quiz at the end of the week is also different. This week was pretty easy, true, false, multiple choice. Shouldn't have taken you too long to do, but next week you want to set aside some time to do the quiz. You want to download the quiz questions early as well, so you can kind of look at the questions and consider them as you're reading through the text or watching the videos. I just completed uploading a couple videos that cover some of the main topics of the chapter. But the quiz is going to be short answer. There's 5 questions. Make sure to read the questions thoroughly because there are questions within questions. Give yourself some time to do it. You can type right into the Word document that you download and just upload that as your quiz, and that's all you have to do. It'll notify me when you upload it. I'll go through and grade, and that's the end of that. I've had a couple questions this week also on study guides. Why are they there? How do we use them? The study guides are, or at least have been, primarily for my students that I teach in person. And I offer those to them, so it kind of keeps them engaged with my lecture. We follow along with the vocabulary, and we also have about 9 images per study guide that I pull out of the text, because I figure it's your first time studying art history for most of you, and you don't know which images are more important than others. So this way I take the 9 most important images from the chapter and I show them to you. And these are important because a lot of times we might see them in popular culture, or we might reference them. They're in all the art history books, things like that. Some of the images in the book, it might be my first time seeing, and so they're not as relevant, not as important. But as a first timer, you wouldn't recognize that. So I pull the 9 most important images, set that on the study guide, along with terms that you should walk away knowing. And that's how you use the study guide. If you want to make notes on it, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. They never get turned in or anything. They're just what they are. They're a guide to help you through the chapter. And they're just there as a tool. Also, what you want to do this week, since it's going to be hot, you're going to want to stay inside, go through the rest of the book. Just leaf through it and see if any of the ancient civilizations really speak to you, or if you're attracted to any of them. Maybe it's the Egyptians or Greeks or Romans. Maybe it's the Middle Ages or even the early Renaissance. If you have a particular type of art that you like, it's easier to write on. And also, don't forget, like, some of those early civilizations, like the pre-Greeks, which are, I think it's chapter 6. It's the early Aegean, they call it. And that is a great civilization as well. The reason I want you to start looking through this and start connecting to a civilization is that we're going to start on our early civilization project in another week. I'm going to create a video on how to do an annotated bibliography. Then I'm also going to tell you about the artwork and the paper that's going to be due later on. So this week, pick out a civilization that you feel very comfortable with, that you feel that you could write on or that you're attracted to. And next week I'll have a video on how to do the annotated bibliography, which is the first of 3 steps in this project. And it's one of the most important. We start to grab our sources early on in the semester rather than waiting last minute to find a text or some type of article that helps show that we did research on a particular civilization. But that's about it. It's a pretty easy, straightforward week, a lot slower than summer school, that's for sure. But it's also a little bit more relaxing and enjoyable to bring in the material this way. So with that, have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday. Don't forget to finish quiz number 1 too. It's Sunday. It's due by midnight.